When amigos de Lucha HSP, I had to enter in Spanish. Otherwise, I get lost. So sorry, everyone. Start asking in Spanish, let's read in English. We just finished SummerSlam, the greatest event of wrestling in the summer in the United States. Of course, the rest of the world. We in winter, but in the United States in summer. We're going to have quite this pair of different opinions in this podcast for the first time, I think, ever. We're not going to agree on a lot of stuff. I know because I already had some chats with my Renzo, and I know we disagree on a lot of stuff. But like always, you can find us in all the different social medias. We have Facebook, Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes. Then Francis is going to tell you where you can listen to us everywhere. But easiest way, go on Instagram, go on a bio. In Linktree, you can find everywhere, including Lucha HSP store, where you can buy some of the stuff. We got jumpers, we got shirts, mugs. We got face masks. We don't use it anymore, but it's fun to have them anymore. Anyways, and clothes for girls as well. Well, these days, for anyone, leggings, who knows going to use them. But I'm not by myself. I'm with the voice of violence, Marce, and Sin Brazo Renzo. How you guys doing?
Hey, man, really pumped to talk about SummerSlam. And yeah, I can feel some arguments coming. I can definitely, there's tension in the air.
The rage.
The rage is real.
The rage is real. Just look at
man, the rage is real. Yes, I've got a few things to say, not only about SummerSlam, but a couple of comments that came out from the Cody Rhodes documentary that we'll talk about later, especially coming from Triple H. But yes, let's get into it. I'm ready to mouth off.
Ring that bell.
Are we diving into SummerSlam or are we going to Dakota Rhodes doco?
Nah, fuck it. Let's go head straight first into SummerSlam.
Fuck SummerSlam. Let's get out of the chest. All right, let's go into SummerSlam. We got to say, the one that got everything right this time was Marce. He got everything except 1-5, which none of us thought saw it coming in. None of us got it right, but and not even the way that was going to happen at the end. Yep. None of us got it right. Yep. But even then, you, Marce, got 7 out of 8. So congratulations, mate. 7 out of 8 this time. So well done. So we go with the first fight of the night, which it was a surprise for me. Because I said it was going to be the Battle Royale, but it ended up being Logan Paul against Ricochet in a singles match that lasted 18 minutes. What do you think about this fight?
Look, man, I thought this was probably one of the matches of the night. I don't know. I found it super entertaining. Yeah, controversial, I know. I found it super entertaining. I thought Ricochet really did well, highlighting how good Logan Paul is. Logan Paul looked fantastic in this match. I think Ricochet does a great job. The finish with the knuckle dusters, we knew Logan Paul was going to do something crazy, and he did. But no, to start off SummerSlam, I thought this match was super entertaining. I didn't think this was going to be the first match. I was expecting something different, but for me, it kicked off with a bang, man. Logan Paul looked great, and so did Ricochet.
Yeah, I agree. As much as it always pains me to say, Logan Paul did really well. We got to remember he's new to this game, and we all know the reasons why he's in this game. But he did really well, and the fact that was the first fight, I mean, that says a lot, because in the wrestling game, the old adage is if you can't be on last, be on first. It was an important fight. It was an opening to SummerSlam. They did really well. I also thought Ricochet made Logan Paul look good. But having said that, Logan Paul, he's got the athleticism. He's got the mic skills. I thought Samantha, the ring announcer, she did well. Crying at the end where she had to announce Logan Paul as the winner. But
yeah,
you know what? I just I don't know where they're going to take this angle. I don't know if it's finished. I don't know if they're going to keep going. But I think Ricochet needs to show more anger. Like I think we said it last week. Yeah. He's just not believable when he's angry. He needs to. I heard an interview with him with Dave LaGreca from the Busted Open podcast, and he basically asked Ricochet about things like that. And Ricochet said, "Well, his character is like he wants to show the kids that there's other ways of dealing with things, that it's not violence." But, fuck, mate, it's fucking wrestling. It's violence. We're watching wrestling, mate. More power to him because I agree with him in real life, but this isn't real life. This is wrestling. This is violence. So, this guy's out there and he's putting shit on your missus. You better fucking punch him in the face because that's what wrestling is, Fair enough. If he did that,
Absolutely.
went back to the rawness, then people would start believing him.
Yeah, it could be. It's not bad. Look, for me, it was. Like I've said it many times, and I think we talked about it before. The first match and the last match of the night, there's always the biggest one because there's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of responsibility to start a pay-per-view big, and to give it to Logan Paul and Ricochet was a big ask from Triple H, but they delivered big time. Like you're saying, like from Ricochet to get angry, just to steal from a line from the Hughes TV series. People wants to see life being portrayed as it happens on the inside as in the outside of the ring. So there have to be good guys and bad guys, and it has to be different ways to deal with stuff. So I don't find no logic on what he's saying, Ricochet, in terms of how dealing with stuff. But yeah, he's gonna have to get to the time. He's gonna have to turn heel. He's gonna go like angry stuff, but maybe not now, especially when he's in the right, like face 100%. He's not an angry face 100%.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense at the moment. Great match. Well, I gotta say, it was a really good match to start the night. Like, it was really, people was really pumped, giving the boost to fucking Logan, going behind Ricochet. It was great finish as well. Great heel finish, and just getting off the ring straight away. Like you said, ring announcer doing perfect jobs. It was a whole around pretty good thing. But you gotta say, the Logan brothers, 2 for 2 this day. 2 for 2. Logan Paul finish. He went to watch his brother fight, and and Jake Paul defeated Nate Diaz. Arguably defeated Nate Diaz. I was gonna say, for people that watch a fight. By decision, but he can fucking box. That's the one thing. Jake Paul can box. So the Logan brothers got the 2 victories on the night, and great way to start the night. Well,
the thing I did really like, and I think we even mentioned that last week, that it was such a classic heel finish. Like, someone brought in the brass knucks. He punched him and then he hit them in his tights. Like, that's classic. That's like classic era WWF, WWE. I loved it. Yeah. It really took me back to back.
Great finish. It's a great way to win as a heel. A great way to, like you said, Ricochet made Jake. I don't know. I think both of you, like Logan and Ricochet, make each other look good in this match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. This is not like fucking Ricochet help a lot, Logan. It's like, no, man, this was an equal match. They were both looking really good, selling it really well from the beginning. Like that, looking at each other, slap kid, just from the beginning, it was a great start to this, and I really liked it. 18 minutes, Logan Paul ended up winning. And then we go into the second match, which also got a surprise for me to go to the second match of the night. It was Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, which for me, it got the best moment of the night. It was on this fight, by far. The best moment, and this is a SummerSlam moment. There's going to be passed in history, and it was unscripted. What do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, for me, this was the fight of the night by a long shot. It just showed the beast, like Brock Lesnar, just totally annihilating Cody Rhodes to the point where he was saying, just stay out, Cody, don't come back. It's only going to get worse. And Cody Rhodes, that 9 count hit, and he was back in the ring until he turned it around. And I nearly thought he was going to submit him since 2003. I nearly thought he was going, when he got him in that Kimura, I thought he was going to submit him, but now he got him with the 3 of the crossroads, and he 1, 2, 3, and it was, and like you said, what happened after the fight, that was monumental and totally unscripted. That was all on Brock, and that just shows the respect that Brock Lesnar has for Cody Rhodes, because Brock Lesnar's by far one of the best workers in the game, one of the smartest men in the ring. You talk about quality over quantity, then you're talking Brock Lesnar. he doesn't do much, but what he does, everything matters, and you pay attention to every single thing he does because he doesn't just do things just to do them. There's always a meaning and a reason, and that showed the respect that Cody Rhodes has in that locker room. It's like back in the day when The Undertaker used to shake your hand. If you got a handshake from The Undertaker, then you knew that, the shit was real and you got respect and that gave you respect from everybody. Not that Cody didn't already have it, but this was just like to put an exclamation point on that respect.
100%.
Look, I like this match. For me, like Mars said, for me, it was a match of the night. I think one of the things that I didn't like about this match is in bits, it lost a lot of momentum. The crowd, it lost a little bit of the crowd when he kept throwing Cody out of the ring. The crowd was kind of like, what again? It's going to happen again. And, Cody would come back in and the crowd would start up again, throw him out. The crowd would kind of die off. But yeah, look, it was a great match. And like you said, the SummerSlam moment for me was, the handshake at the end. I think that was, from what I've been reading, I was totally unscripted.
Yep.
It wasn't something that was in the script for Brock Lesnar to do. And it shows the mark of respect, right, for Cody and what he's doing. But Cody's doing great, man. I hope the only way is up for Cody now. I did think as well that he was going to submit Brock. Oh man, I was jumping up and down for that part, but that was the only high moment that I had really in the match. I don't know. It was a great match, better than a lot of the others that we'll come to, and then you'll have my thoughts. But good on Cody.
Yeah, good on Cody. Like I said, like for me, and I got emotional. I got emotional when Brock Lesnar grabbed the check. Like I thought, fuck, it comes like your moment. But when he grabbed Cody's, and Cody wasn't waiting, because even if he stopped the ref, I don't know if you realize, the ref was gonna stop, gonna go against Brock Lesnar to kind of like, what are you doing? And Cody Rhodes puts his hands like, no, like let's see, because even Cody's face was like, what's happening? I want to see what's gonna happen. And when he grabbed his hand, shake his hand, and then lift his hand, Cody's face was like, this is not happening. This is not real. Like, what like, and for me, it was like I said, for me, and I think for everyone in the crowd, it's like you guys saying, it was really emotional. It was what he's doing, what he did for Cody's career. He just, you can't even follow. Like you said, it's like when the Undertaker shakes your hands. He's one of the big boys, like one of the OGs, shakes your hands. It's like, you got the respect. You got the okay, kid, you're doing good. You're in the great path. Just keep going. So it's like when Bray Wyatt, when Undertaker spoke to Bray Wyatt before he left the ring. The last time we saw the Undertaker, last time we saw Bray Wyatt. That moment for me was like, what the fuck? It was like, Bray Wyatt, like, that's the Undertaker turning to Bray Wyatt. Hey kid, keep doing what you're doing. You're great. So definitely the SummerSlam moment, and it's going to be talked like for a long, long time. And I think Cody Rhodes' favorite. That's another documentary. You definitely talk about it because it was a great moment. 70 minutes and 35 lasted, and Cody ended up winning by a pinfall. Gotta say, Lesnar is the first non-title match since SummerSlam 2016, where he defeated Randy Orton. That was the last time he had a SummerSlam match for non-title match. So since 2016. So long time since Lesnar had a match for no titles in SummerSlam, and he gets lost by far. Now the beast is going he's going to ride into the sunset, because I don't know if you guys see it. It was a few videos or pictures on there. The way Cody Rhodes after the handshake, you can see Brock Lesnar's putting the hat and just riding the horse into the sunset. We Cody Rhodes we're just seeing from behind. It's a great picture. I don't know where it is. If I find out, I'll show it to you guys. But yeah, great match. And then we got to the Slim Jim with Randy Savage. It was the whole time they're showing the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royale. 11 minutes 55, where we said we had I forgot who was in this one. It was almost, it was fucking everyone in this one.
Every man and his dog. Yeah.
So, Apollo Crews, and the rest.
JD McDonald, Ricky Box, Otis, Iva, Eric, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Cameron Grimes, Austin Theory, Santos Escobar, Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, Rich Holland, Butch, Matt Riddle, Omos, The Miz, Grayson Waller, Karen Cross, Chet Gable, Bronson Reed, AJ Styles, and Sheamus. Damn. And of course, the last ones were LA Knight and Sheamus on the. What do you guys think about this one? We had a lot of moments in this match. A lot of good moments that you can tell is telling a story to what is going to happen later, which what I like a lot about this battle royale. But what do you guys thought about?
Look, as far as moments go, apart from LA Knight winning, which everybody wanted, and including myself, and guys, I'm a big LA Knight mark. I really liked the moment that The Miz and Grayson Waller, like we're just looking at each other. It's like they're looking in the mirror, like the past and the future. I love that. That was my favorite part of that.
100%.
And I love a good battle royal. It's old school WWE. And the guy that deserved to win won it. And it was good. And it was good how they all teamed up on Omos. It took me back to when they all used to team up against Andre, trying to get him over the top. It was good. It's good old fashioned WWE.
Yeah, no, it was great, man. I loved it. It's shorter than I thought it would be, but and it had a cast of thousands, right? Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles. It was good to see AJ Styles, one of the last four, along with Sheamus at the end, and Karrion Kross and LA Knight. That was interesting. The interesting thing as well is going to be what's happening with Karrion Kross and AJ Styles. They seem to have something going on.
Yeah.
And Karrion Kross,
it's been going for a while now.
Yeah, pissed with AJ. But no, the Omos moment was one of the better moments. It was great, man. It was really entertaining. I enjoyed it. Yeah, definitely something good. And for me, this is where SummerSlam kind of went down from this point on.
Fair enough. Because when I'm looking at the rest of
such negativity.
Wow, because I'm looking at the rest of the fights, and man, I don't know how you saw that, but whatever. We'll talk about that. For me, Pharrell, like I like that it was a lot of moments, like you said, AJ Styles and what's it called? And
Karrion
Kross definitely have something going on. They started in there. Gonna continue Santos Escobar as well with Austin Theory. What's coming up in on Friday, SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's gonna go for the title. What else we had there? Like you said, the great moment was Miz and Grayson Waller, the next tag team champions for sure. That moment was that's why they looked at each other. That finish that finish they did when Grayson Waller jumps into the ring and the Miz is hitting the finisher, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful combination. I loved it. And just they look at each other like, we just became best friends. They're like, are we the next tag? They're gonna become a tag team now for sure. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
These are the next tag team. That finisher is a tag team finisher, and it looks amazing. He has to come.
The only problem is, I think the Miz is on Raw and Grayson Waller's on SmackDown.
Yeah, but that's something's going to happen in between.
Yeah, the draft means fucking nothing.
The draft just goes for a little bit, and after that, it just becomes a fucking mess again. So who knows what's going to happen later on? So it could be something to come. So it was great, and of course, LA Knight winning it. We said it. This was made for LA Knight to win it. There was no other reason to have a battle royale in SummerSlam. It was only made for AJ Styles. For LA Knight to win it, and he won in a good way. It wasn't too obvious to win it. He had to actually work for it. So that was great moment. It popped the people. People was really happy. And it was great. 11 minutes 50. So then we go to the MMA rules match between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. 7 minutes 30. It lasted what it needed to last. That's what I'm going to say. It didn't last more than what it needed to. It was short and simple as it is. It was like an MMA fight, so people was really confused at the beginning. They really went into MMA rules. What do you guys thought about this?
Terrible, man. Even though I knew MMA and I watch MMA, right? And I think all of us do watch MMA. Man, it was really weird seeing it in a WWE ring. It was really strange, and I think they kind of struggled a little bit with it too. The crowd just was completely lost in this match, man, and it showed, right? They put on a good performance, showing a lot of the MMA skills with the grapples and things like that, but they lost the crowd and they lost me in this one, man. And from then on, I just couldn't recover. There was absolutely no way I could recover from this. I was expecting a hell of a lot more. Good on Shayna Baszler for winning, but we know that Ronda Rousey has now said her goodbyes. We don't know for how long, if she's going to come back, but she's going to MMA. So I don't know, man. I was just completely lost. Just like the rest of the crowd was just completely lost. It just didn't seem right in a WWE ring.
I'll be honest with you. As you guys know, I couldn't watch it live, so I watched it late at night, and I was fast forwarding through some stuff, and I fast forwarded through this fight. But I got to ask, was it a shoot? Was it a shoot fight? Because Shayna Baszler turned out pretty roughed up. She got this wicked black eye.
They went hard into it. They went really hard. Yeah. That's the thing. They didn't hold back. People think, oh, whatever. They didn't hold back. There was a fucking MMA fight. That's why people was a bit confused. But again, we knew it was going to be a fight that was going to be the lowest point. It was this one, 100%. And it lasted 7 minutes 30. That's it. It didn't last more than anything. It was a fight only to say goodbye to Ronda Rousey, but it did something really big for Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
It actually gave Shayna Baszler the support of the people. Again, if you watch Raw today, or when you watch Raw, you're going to see the support that he got when she walked into the ring today. It was unbelievable. I don't think Shayna Baszler has this support since ever. She was shocked when he walked into the ring today, and you guys are going to see it. She was roughed out of snow tomorrow today, but you guys are going to see it. But he did what he needed to do. That's why I'm happy with it. He did what to do. Say goodbye to Ronda, put Shayna Baszler over. Beautiful. That's it.
Yeah,
7 minutes 30,
exactly.
Nothing more than that. That's all you need to do. So good the last 7 minutes 30. From this, we're going to the Intercontinental Championship between Gunther and Drew McIntyre. What do you guys feel about this one?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Again, these two put on a stellar performance like they did at 100%. WrestleMania, but this time without Sheamus. As I predicted, Gunther was going to win. But Drew didn't lose any fans with his performance either. But the interesting is with Gunther now, he's about 31 days away from surpassing the Honky Tonk Man as the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. And I think it'll be at that stage where he might end up dropping the title after he breaks that record. But whether or not this angle with Drew continues, I see that Sheamus has been quoted as saying some interesting things about the lack of creative in his career at the moment. The way that for example, his WrestleMania match was just, as I said, was monumental, and then it just kind of hit a dead end, and now he seems to be in the same spot. So it's interesting to see what's going to develop with that Intercontinental title and those Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Gunther.
Look, I think I said Gunther to win.
Yes, you put Drew like I did.
Good. Okay. Good. I was thinking I did Gunther. Man, I wanted Drew to win so bad. Drew to win because now what happens to Drew? It's like, Jesus, he put on a great match. Look, it was a great match, right? But I think the disappointing thing for me is like, you instantly think, what's going to happen now with Drew? Where are they going to throw Drew now? Is it going to continue?
He's got to turn heel.
I don't know, man. I think I was reading an article recently that he said he doesn't want to turn heel. like he's trying to stop. And there's other rumblings that he's going to go part-time as well. So I don't know, man. It's like, what happens with Drew from here? Good match, but yeah, disappointed that Gunther is still up there. Look, I'm not saying Gunther is a bad wrestler. He's good and he deserves to be where he is, right? But the disappointing thing is, like, now I hope the train doesn't stop for Drew like it stopped for Sheamus, right? And you're right, Mars, the stuff that Sheamus has said, it's like Sheamus has gone nowhere. I hope the same thing doesn't happen with Drew.
Yeah, but I think we said it many times. It's hard to give a story to everyone. I think at the moment that it happens. Some wrestlers get put on the side at some point because all the stories happening. And let's be honest, we got heaps of stories happening at the moment. Heaps of stories happening everywhere. Like every single segment of SmackDown and Raw, something's happening. Like you can't say this empty spots. So it's not like they find and whatever spots is missing, they put it on NXT. So it's not like there's something to be happening in between. It's just a lot of things happening. So it's really hard to put him in there. Yeah, but Sheamus always has been. He's been the middle guy, anyways. Sheamus never been like the guy to be on the top. He's been champion, yes, but he always been up and down. That's been Sheamus' whole career. Drew McIntyre was the same. He's been the same, and Drew also, he came back. He can easily revive the story back again. He can ask for a rematch. It's payback the next one. He can ask for a payback. He can ask to do this again and defeat Gunther. Who knows? But this definitely can continue. Love that. Yeah, Gunther's gonna continue. I say Drew, but I'm happy that Gunther continue because he's gonna break the record. That's 100% gonna happen. And it was a good finish because it was a really good finish. Like, I don't think there was any bad finishes in any of the matches during SummerSlam.
There was. Oh, yes, there was.
No, don't say that. We'll get to that. Don't say the fucking main event. We'll get to that, mate.
We get to there. Yeah. And I'm gonna turn you this back time. But in general, I don't think there was any bad finishes. All the finishes got a good way to continue stories or to get like a good put over someone else. So it was not what the fuck. Especially one that I know Ren's going to talk about it, but fuck, let's wait until the end.
Oh, that was still what the fuck, but what the fuck in a good way once you analyze it.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's my argument. Yeah. That's the argument we're going to have. Anyways, we get to that.
We'll get there.
Gunther continues as the Intercontinental Champion, and it's just a month to go before he breaks the record. So it's not long to go, and definitely now defeating Drew McIntyre, no one is next to him. The next pay-per-view is Payback, and it's going to be just over a month. Just after he breaks the record, that we got Payback. So a Payback, maybe he can lose the title. Who knows? Then we go for the World Heavyweight Championship title between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. What a match, man. Fuck. These guys always deliver. Always deliver. They can't get something wrong, man. Fuck me. And the ending, I gotta say, the ending, it has something involved that didn't want it to get involved, but they involved in such a good way that you cannot be angry about it. It was such a good way to like set the seed for something else to what is gonna come next, which is great. Who's gonna go first? The angry man.
Because I can see he's busting at the seams. I can see his head's about to explode. So let him go first.
But the song said let it
go. What a shit ending to a match. Holy shit. Holy shit. What a great match. It was a great match, right? Finn Balor and Seth Rollins put on a show, man. Wow, did they put on a show. What the hell was that friggin' ending? I was shocked. I was like, did that just happen? That couldn't have just happened. And my reaction was the same as what's his name's fucking
Damien Priest's face?
Yeah, Damien Priest face. That was my same reaction. It's like, what the hell, man? Come on. Curb stomped him on the briefcase. Get out of here. I don't know. I just didn't like the ending. It just felt dumb. It just felt dumb. And how Rhea and Dom were kind of like in shock about what happened. I don't know. Man, they just ruined it. And this was like the first of many endings that got ruined. But shit, I was very disappointed in this match. The ending just did nothing for me.
Marce?
Look, Lorenzo. I don't know. I think you might need to change the vape that you're smoking because it's obviously affecting you in a bad way. Change flavors or something, right? Like I'm not going to say that you're right or you're wrong, but you're wrong.
I love it.
Whoa!
Hey, this was a great ending. This was a well thought out ending. It was the icing on the cake that was that match. It was great, man, because Seth retains the title as he should have, because we're going to give that new title some type of prestige by making sure he keeps it for a while.
Yep.
And the story of the Judgment Day keeps evolving. Again, Damian Priest cost Finn Balor the title. He threw that bag in. So for Finn to use it against Seth. Finn was like, well, what the fuck? What am I doing? What do you want me to do with this? And then, like, turns around, boom, stomp on that very bag, on the thing that's causing, or that's going to cause the Judgment Day, maybe not to break up, but to have like a civil war amongst themselves, is that bag, is what that bag represents, is vital. So for that bag to be the centerpiece of the finish, I thought was fucking genius.
Same. Same. I love the finish. We can't talk about the match because the match was great, but the finish, and if you watch properly, when Damian Priest gets in there with the Malatin, Finn Balor actually asking for it. He's actually asking it, like, come on, give me the briefcase. And and Damian Priest walks back. He's like, no. And then when he can see that Seth is distracted, that's when Damian Priest chucks the Malatin and he walks around.
Bag.
El Maletín back, like the
briefcase.
A briefcase.
Maletín.
That's
a Spanish episode.
Fuck. I'm a walk. Leave me alone.
Oh,
I'm more walk than you, bro. Come on. So he walks around the other side to distract the ref. And that's when Finn Balor fucked it up. He took too long when he asked for it. That's why Damian Priest's face. Damian Priest like, bro, seriously? You asked for it. I gave it to you and you fucked it up.
Yeah.
That's
a better interpretation, actually. Yep, absolutely.
That's Damian Priest's face. Damian Priest is like, really, bro? Like, I gave you the briefcase to fucking finish the fight. I didn't cash in at all, and you fucked it. And that's it. That was the ending. So there's no one else to blame but Finn Balor in this one. And that's why I said I didn't want the briefcase, el maletín, fucking whatever it is. I didn't want it to get involved because fuck again, you know. But they got it involved in such a good way that actually makes sense, because it wasn't Damian Priest that cost him the fight. It actually was there to help him to win the fight. He went to distract the ref, gave him the briefcase to fucking win it against a heel in a dirty way. And Finn Balor fucking hesitated. It took too long and fucking stopped in the fucking head. And that's the end of the match. So that's why I loved it. Love finish. Use the briefcase in a really good way. In such a good way that fucking this puts the seat, like you said. The Judgment Day is going to get to a point, it's going to break. Watch Raw today. Exactly what happened. The tension is there. They don't know what's going to happen between them. They're hesitating, but they're still walking to a ring together. They're still working together. It's just a briefcase. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when Damian Priest is going to cash it in. He's actually doesn't want to cash it in with Finn Balor having a match at the moment. You can tell he doesn't want to. It's just Balor, the one that's doubting Damian Priest at the moment. Because every single time Damian Priest had a chance to do it, one, he didn't do it. The second time, Finn Balor took too long to give it to him. And this time, he actually on purpose didn't do it. He actually went there to help, and Finn Balor fucked it up. So, a great ending. Loved it. Seth Rollins continues as a champion, heavyweight champion, and champion for a long time now, because who knows what's coming next. We got a glance of what's going to happen next week in Raw but I'm not going to spoil too much for the people that hasn't watched Raw. But we had a glance of what could happen in the future with that title. Then we go to the triple threat match.
Wait, before you go on, look, this is an interesting statistic. This is Finn Balor's 7th loss in a row to Seth.
Mm-hmm.
7th loss in a row. So I guess, Finn Balor is.
We haven't heard this story before. In a second,
he's going to be a mid-carder now.
No. I heard this story before. Who was the one that lost so many times against the same person at so many pay-per-views in a row? Let me think.
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
There we go. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. How many times did Roman Reigns lose in a pay-per-view against Brock Lesnar to everyone was sick of it? Big difference is the way the Finn Balor has been losing is actually not going against his character, but it's actually helping the story that's happening with the Judgment Day. So it doesn't Finn Balor look bad. It just helped the story to continue. Difference with Roman Reigns, it was a shit show and we was fucking what the fuck. With this one, it's just helping a lot Finn Balor with the story with the Judgment Day, which is the bigger picture of what's happening right now with him. So great way to continue on losing to Seth Rollins, and it makes Seth Rollins look amazing. Like always does. The fucking Seth freaking Rollins continue being champion, continue to be happy, and champion for fucking another hopefully until WrestleMania. We'll see what happens then. Triple threat match. Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Charlotte Flair. 20 minutes 45. One of the longest matches of the night, being a triple threat. Between them three, of course, triple threat, stupid. Except the last match of the night, which lasted fucking more than half an hour. What do you guys think about this one? Before we get to the finish, just to the finish, up to the finish of this fight.
I really loved how Bianca Belair pinned while she was in the figure four. Like that was
that's genius.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy. There was some really good moves in this match. And yeah, I mean, we'll talk about what happened after soon, because I don't know. I can't remember who I picked for this fight. Did I pick Asuka to retain?
We picked Asuka. Renzo picked Charlotte.
Yeah. All right.
No one picked Bianca Belair.
No one picked Bianca Belair. But my question is this, right? Technically, she won.
Yes.
Right? And then Io Sky cashed in.
Yes.
Does that count as can she say, for example, like she's now like the nine-time women's champion, even though she held it for like a second?
Yes.
Does that count?
Yes.
It counts.
That's 100%.
It counts.
It counts 100% because she won the match. So she technically became the champion for 8 seconds. And 8 seconds later, he lost the match.
Yeah.
He lost the title. But she didn't look bad. Renzo, before I continue with my thing, Renzo, what do you think?
I was still reeling from the Finn loss for this match. So I noticed a lot of things. I noticed Charlotte's got a lot of ring rust, man. There were a lot of moves that she didn't really pull off very well. She looked kind of bad in the match. This was entertaining to an extent. I don't know. I was, like I said, I was still reeling from Finn Balor, but look, the ending was great. The real ending was great. The figure four, like you said, Mars, was the ending for Bianca Belair was fantastic, right? It had all the submission, had them all in a kind of submission. But yeah, Io Sky cashing in and winning. Wow, that was a good moment.
Yeah, we all got that wrong. We all thought that she'd have like an unsuccessful cash in.
Yeah,
but no, she wrong. It was a great moment. Really, really enjoyed it. Great moment.
And it's a great way because Bianca Belair, she left the ring with an injury and then she came back into the ring to finish. So, and if you listen to the commentator as well, like, so she won the title. Like what she's going to do is she's going to have to relinquish it because she's injured. We were not going to know what's going to happen to the next until probably Monday Night Raw or whatever, or SmackDown. and the music hits, and you can see Bianca Belair's face. Bianca Belair's face was like, "No, please, this cannot be happening. This cannot be happening." And you knew, the cash-in was perfect timing, man. Loved it. Perfect timing to cash in. Bailey didn't get involved. It actually helped to cash in the title, which is the one thing we thought was going to happen. And also we saw Dakota Kai coming into the ring to celebrate as well. So they might actually put the foot back and say we're not going to separate Damage Control and went a different direction, because, it was a great, loved it. Io Sky, she needed to be the champion. Great way to give a twist to the championship, because now she can go in this feud with Asuka, which is what we've been waiting for. Finally, she can go in this because Bianca Belair technically is going to be out. Charlotte Flair becomes this part-time wrestler. So what's going to happen is Asuka is going to ask for a payback. She's going to ask to go for the title again, because she lost it. And she's going to ask for Bianca Belair to go against Asuka, Io Sky for it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for this feud is going to start with Asuka and Io Sky, because wow, two great Japanese wrestlers going into each other for this title is something we haven't seen ever in WWE. And it's going to be great, because this is the past and the future of Japanese wrestling, at least in women's. At least, because the age difference is great for Asuka and Io Sky. So that's why love the finish. The first finish and the second finish, love them both. Nothing to say. I don't know if you guys want to say something else.
No, I think we've said it all for that match. Yeah.
Look, it's going to be interesting now. The news reports have come out that Kairi is coming back to WWE. So there's going to be 3 Japanese wrestlers now. So that'll be a good mix.
Imagine the 3 of them going for the title. Wow. 3 great Japanese wrestlers going for it. Damn. That'll be just absolutely insane. And probably that's one of the reasons why she's coming back. The fact that we got Io Sky, Asuka, and we have Kai Sane coming in back. Oof. It could be a big thing. Now, we're going to the last fight. The main event. I hate when they say we got 4 main events tonight. Fuck off. There's 1 main event. That's it. The great match, the last match of the night, the tribal combat for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and the recognition of the tribal chief of the Anoa'i family. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman against Jey Uso. 36 minutes. What do you guys thought about the fight?
Yeah, Renzo.
Oh, man, what a bullshit ending. This is where WWE jumped the shark.
I'll talk about the fight, but okay, we haven't said... I didn't ask the ending, please. I'm asking, I know you want to jump to the ending. I want to know about the match first, and then we jump to the ending.
Okay, let's start bit by bit. So the entrance, Roman Reigns,
oh my God,
way too long. Jesus Christ.
He's not the Undertaker. Come on, man.
Completely lost. Yeah, absolutely. The start was good. They started quick. The middle just kind of dragged on way too long. And then, of course, you have the ending, the bullshit ending. But, yeah, the match itself, I don't know, man. It just kind of felt disjointed. From the beginning, it looked promising. But then in the middle, it kind of like dragged off. And then it led to the ending that I totally did not like. But I'll let Marce give his thoughts before we get to the ending.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with how you describe the fight itself. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and they said the part that didn't make sense initially was they didn't really explain the tribal combat. There was no traditional aspect to it. There was no. There could have been more more to that storyline. It was basically a no disqualification match, and they just put the tag of tribal combat on it. I really want to talk about the ending. So, Rod, what do you think about the fight? And then we can just jump straight to the ending.
I love the chairs. I love the fucking tables. That was great.
Oh yeah.
Smashing tables. When Jay put the 100 fucking, I don't know how many, 10, 15 chairs on the ring, and just peeled the shit out of Roman Reigns with the chairs. Was great. Fucking the candlestick, even one of the candlestick fucking broke, and it's like you can see the splinter just going shooting in the air.
When those chairs started coming into the ring, I don't know if you guys have seen the classic footage from ECW where I think it was Cactus Jack. He asked for a chair, and like that crowd, everyone in the crowd just threw their chairs. Yeah, I'm like, please let that happen. Please let that happen.
That would have been great, but no, I love the fucking. It was just brutality. That's what it was. There was no technicality on this one. There was no submission. There was no K on it. It was just beating the shit out of each other, and that's what I loved it. I loved that Jay went into it, just beat the shit out of Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns went back and fucking beat the shit. He was beating the shit. It's a battle between cousins. That's what it was. That's when you get a cousin that you're fucking sick of it, and you start, you know what the fuck, you start like joking about that this shit becomes real. That's what it was. The shit became real out of nowhere. You start belting the shit out of each other. The parents of the guy, stop. That's literally what happened. That's all. You just freaking feel like no tomorrow. It was literally beefing. They like don't care about wrestling. Just fucking beat the shit out of each other. So I like that part. It was, like you said, it has up and downs. It's a 36-minute match. You can't expect it to be fucking 100% the whole time. It's difficult. 36-minute match is like expecting that an Ironman match is going to be at 100% the whole time. It's impossible. It's just, you have to be like bionic person to get there. Like we've seen one of the greatest fucking battles fucking between Tommaso Ciampa, to say, Tommaso Ciampa will fought with, who was, he's injured now, but he's not there. Gargano. They had a great match. We had who else had a great match? Bailey had a great match as well with Mercedes. I think it was. No, it was Mercedes. Now. But even then, they graded any match that lasts for more than 30 minutes. You can be the most fit person in the world, but fucking you cannot stand it. You have to have up and downs. You have to have wins off. So it makes sense the way it happens. And the finish, this is when we're gonna have a lot of problems. But the finish, goddamn, Renzo, I'll let you go because I know you want to talk about this more than us.
What a piece of shit ending, man.
And tell us what you think. Come on, don't hold back, man.
Yeah, don't hold back, man. Come on.
Wow,
it's in English now, so you can.
Okay, look, they had us sucked in with Jimmy on SmackDown being injured, and and all of this, right? And no one saw Jimmy coming because we were like, he's out, he's gone, that's it, done. And then all of a sudden he comes back like nothing, like literally nothing. Firstly, Rikishi, you've raised some piece of shit kids that keep turning on each other. What the hell? Right? But what? I just don't understand. It's like, it's from what we saw on SmackDown for Jimmy to come back, for me, that was totally, that like lost me. I was like, no, this can't fucking be. This can't be. I was just gobsmacked, man. And I sent you guys some memes of like, this is the moment that WWE jumps the shark. But for me, it's also like, let's find a way to stretch this story out longer than it needs to be. Fuck, let's fucking just bring Jimmy back. And and shit, now we've got like splinters and oh man, all sorts of shit can happen here. Look, it's good that they continue the story. Yes, things can happen, all sorts of things. It's great, but like, Jesus Christ, man. And Roman won dirty again, Again, he won dirty.
He's heel, bro. What are you expecting?
I know, but it just pissed me off.
Look, again, Renzo, it's not about being right or wrong, but you're wrong again. Yeah. I think, look, here's what I think, right? I think you suffered some type of post-traumatic stress disorder after the Finn Balor loss, and then, or you just saw everything through negative glasses. Look, I'll be honest with you, mate. When that fight finished, when Jimmy came in and did what he did, I thought to myself, what the actual fuck? This makes no sense whatsoever. Jimmy was the one that started the revolt against Roman Reigns. Jimmy was the one that convinced Jay to come over. Jimmy was Jimmy was the man until Jay became the man. And that's where I think this is coming from. I think it's coming from a place of jealousy. I think it's coming from a place where the master manipulator, Roman Reigns, got into the head of Jimmy. With everything he was saying whilst Jimmy was away, Jimmy probably was, the story would be that Jimmy was listening and watching and saying, this guy's got a point. This guy's my brother, but look at everything he's cost me. I should be where he is. But like you said, starting splinter stories. Well, there already are splinter stories. Cody Rhodes is a splinter story to the bloodline. Solo Sikoa is a splinter story to the bloodline. Paul Heyman's a splinter story to the bloodline. Jimmy and Jay is now a splinter story. But speaking of Solo Sikoa, we've been seeing little glimpses of discontent from him in relation to Roman Reigns, and we saw more than glimpses at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
My fantasy booking or my prediction is that Solo Sikoa is going to now side, or not now, eventually, if not now, side with Jay, and Jimmy's going to side with Roman. And then that's where that's going to take it. Don't forget, this storyline has to go all the way to WrestleMania.
Yep.
Until Roman will lose his title against Cody. And then again, Paul Heyman's been very quiet in all of this. So he's going to have to play a part. And at the press conference after SummerSlam, Paul Heyman basically talked about why this doesn't make sense, things like that. And he goes, this is just the third innings. Like, it's a baseball analogy, obviously. Yeah. There's 9 innings in a baseball game. This is just the start. We've been 3 years into this story, but this is still the start. This has got a long way to go. And I can understand why you're pissed off, and I can understand why you think it's jumping the shark. But look, that was my initial reaction. But no, I don't think it was. And I think when you analyze it objectively, which you will do after this, I think you'll be on our side, because I know how you're feeling, because I was feeling the same way after WrestleMania, after my boy Cody lost. And I was there, and I was fucking pissed off, and I was sad, and I was standing in the middle of 80,000 people thinking, fuck, this is shit. Until I realized, fuck, I'm at WrestleMania. This is not shit. This is fucking great. But I know how you're feeling, and you're going to come around. You're going to come around.
Look.
It feels like the Fast and the Furious movies, man. Like, the story's never going to end,
Yeah, but Fast and Furious doesn't make sense anymore, bro. Fuck.
This fucking story doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It does. That's the thing. Look,
wait till they explain it.
I was pissed off for about 5 seconds. 5 seconds when Jimmy came in. What the fuck? And then I remember an interview that they did about a month ago, the Usos. When they said, and Jay said, one of the things he would like to do is have a one-on-one feud with his brother at WrestleMania. He said it in an interview. And I remember that. And I'm like, oh, great. And on top of that, what Marcia said, and I think I explained to you, Renzo, when on I think a voice message, the creator of this whole rebellion against Roman Reigns and Marcelo dijo, it was Jimmy the whole time. Jimmy's the one that was against. He wanted to show he had the bigger dick. He wanted to show that he was the tribal chief, and he said it to Roman Reigns, I'm the tribal chief. I'm the real tribal chief. Jay is never been interested in being the tribal chief. The always thing he's been interested with family. For him, it's been keeping the family together. That's his goal. Jimmy's goal is to be the tribal chief, be the head of the table. He wants to be the head of the table. So of course, when you give Jay the opportunity to go for, and that's why they made it a tribal chief, and that was the important part of making it a tribal combat, because it wasn't the title. And I said it to you guys last week. It wasn't about the title. This match was all about being the tribal chief. And that's why they made a tribal chief. So now it makes perfect sense that Jimmy got involved, because he wants to be the tribal chief. He's the one to be the head of the table. And now you see Jay getting the chance to be the tribal, and he was so close to become the tribal chief that when he had Roman pin, that was the end. That was the finish. And he had Roman pin 1, 2, and he get pulled back by Jimmy. It made perfect sense. because that's where you take the story now. You take the story now. Why this happened? Simple. Jimmy wanted to be the head of the table. Look all the episodes back when Jimmy starts rebelling against Roman Reigns. And you understand, okay, this makes sense. This is a continuation. Jay doesn't give a fuck. Jay now is going to be confused, like, what? Why? And like Marcia said, Jimmy's going to explain, I want to be the head of the table. I want to be the one. But the one, and I said it many times, is Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa is going to become the head of the table. He's the one. He's the one that everyone pays respect to. If you realize, everyone is scared of Solo Sikoa. Roman, Paul Heyman, Jimmy, and Jay. All of them. If you look at the SmackDown on Friday, what happened with Paul Heyman started running his mouth? Solo just looked at him. And Paul Heyman shut up and shit his pants. And Solo just stare at him. And he's done it to Roman. He's done it to Jay. He's done it to Jimmy. So the real head of the table, the one everyone pays respect to, because he doesn't say much. He just acts into it. He's like, fuck this shit. Let's sort it out. It's Solo. And Solo's going to become the head of the table 100%. So, yeah, this something's going to go. And I loved it because we said it before. What happened if Jay loses? Where does the story goes? Where does fucking goes? Like, what are you going to do? And this is a perfect way to continue because this takes Roman out of the equation for a bit, which we know Roman is like part-timer. It takes Roman out of the equation for a little bit. He can be out of screen for a few times, for a few weeks now, still involved, but now all the attention is going to be to Jay and Jimmy and see what Solo is going to do in between. What Solo is going to do, what Solo is going to say. Well, Solo doesn't talk much, but what Solo is going to get involved with and gives Roman a little bit of breather before he gets involved again. And we see where Cody Rhodes' story is going now. Perfect ending for him. So I just, like I said, I was pissed off for like about 5 seconds until watch the interview. Actually, I'm gonna do it here.
Look, this is a good analogy. This is a good analogy, Mars. Right? This is a great analogy. So this storyline, the Bloodline storyline, started off as the NWO, right, in WCW. We're starting to get into the Wolfpack era, but now we hit the finger poke of doom for me.
Oh, no, too early to make that call. No, we're not even in the Wolfpack era.
No,
we're still in.
Like,
this is going to be the
we're
longest.
Still in we're still in the Hall Nash and All-Star era, mate.
We jumped the shark. Now we're dog paddling to WrestleMania, man. It's like,
Jeez, look, this storyline is gonna sell series for years to come, man. You're gonna be able to watch this like a TV show. You can watch just snips of the feud with Roman Reigns and the Anoa'i family for years to come, and this is gonna be great. It is the longest, greatest story ever told. That's what it is. 100%. It just continues, but it continues in a good way. It just when you think, because again, what we said last week was like, where the fuck you take Jay from here if he loses, which we knew it was more than likely he was going to lose. Where do you put Jay if he loses the tribal chief? Because he had nothing else. Like, how do you come back from this? He lost to Roman Reigns for the tribal command. Now, who's going to go against Roman? No one. Jimmy's not there. Like Solo, what's the story between Solo and Roman doesn't make sense to get involved just now. So this was a perfect way to continue. Keep Jay up, like really hype into with the fans, because Jay's gonna stay really high. Turn Jimmy heel and leaves Roman and Solo in a different part, which can get involved with Roman with Cody, but it's not gonna happen just now. I think just now the horse gonna get involved between Jimmy and Jay. Leave Roman aside for a bit until he's going to get involved again. Of course, it's been about being the tribal chief because they're going to bring him back somehow. But this is amazing. I think in the press conference said it. I don't know. That's me at least. Fucking love the finish. I know Ren's still pissed off about it, but just watch Friday night, man. Friday Night SmackDown, man. Just watch it from like 6 weeks ago. Start watching it. Just the part with Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay. Just watch it from like probably 2 months ago. Start watching it. And then you gotta get to the point or SummerSlam, it's gonna make a lot of sense. But what do you guys thought about SummerSlam in general after watching and talking about all these fights?
Yeah, I'll give it about 8 out of 10.
I give it a low 7.
A low 7. Why? Continue. No, I'll
why we'll be here for another fucking hour?
I think on Marce, 8.5. It was a great finish. I think for me, it's more like 8.5, close to 9, because all the finishes. I think I haven't seen a pay-per-view from WWE in a long time where all the finishes were on point, at least for me.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys thought about it when it happened. Brock and Cody. Why wasn't Cody disqualified for using the stairs as a weapon? That's a foreign object.
Oh, that's a good call.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good call.
I didn't pick on that.
It was a straight up match too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like when you throw someone against the stairs. No, he used them as the weapon. That's a foreign object. He should have been disqualified.
Yep.
That is true.
Good call. Good call. See, down to a 6. 6.
It was so important that we forgot about it.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I didn't even realize that. Wow.
Oh, man, if it was for that, you know, how many things happened during the matches that really shouldn't be disqualifications. Fuck, who was that? He never got disqualified during the Battle Royale. There's still people talks about it. It was like, there was a Battle Royale about a few years ago. Someone didn't get disqualified. I can't remember who it was. And it's a hilarious moment. But yeah, no, fuck. It's a moment, happens, part of the story. You probably could have finished in a disqualification, but it would have disrupted so much the flow of the fight.
No, it would have been such the wrong ending.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. And I think some of the stuff that you let it slide. It's like in the tag teams, when the tag teams get involved for more than fucking 10 seconds on the match. It's like, bro, this is qualification, but it flows so perfectly that they let it happen, you know?
Let's make Renzo happy again. Let's talk about AEW.
All right, but SummerSlam. So we get that pretty good pay-per-view, at least for some of us. With great endings, at least for some of us. But I love that for the first time we know agreeing on everything, but we gotta say Marce got 7 out of 8, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And yeah, man. Let's jump into what are we gonna jump in? AEW? What happened in AEW?
Yeah, man. Look, one of the highlights this week in AEW for me was the match between the championship match between Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida. Tony Storm is actually going away to film, to do a movie. I can't remember off the top of my head what movie it is, but it's a biopic for a woman wrestler. Yeah. They're currently filming, even though that there's a strike. They're still doing like pre-shoots and stuff because the story was written already. So
Queen of the Ring.
So she had. That's it, Queen of the Ring. Yeah, so she had to drop the title to Hikaru Shida. So there's another Japanese champion in wrestling. So Hikaru Shida is the women's champion. But if you get the opportunity, guys, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion between Aussie Open and Hijo del Vikingo and Commander was absolutely amazing in this week's Dynamite. So that was a great match. We also had MJF promised Adam Cole a match, so it's going to be in All In. So they're going to fight for the title in London. Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm going to see who's going to turn, right, on that one. And the other interesting match that's going to come out from that is Samoa Joe called out CM Punk on Collision for London as well in All In. And FTR called out the Young Bucks. So we're going to have some really decent matches in All In, looks like so far.
Yeah. By the way, Tony Storm, they're doing it. The movie's based on Mildred Burke, Mexican. It says here Mexican wrestler. Mexican? Was a waitress? No, she worked in Mexico, but she's from Kansas, United States. But she was the founder of the World Women's Wrestling Association. She got a great legacy in wrestling. She was She was born in 1915, died in 1989. She was part of NWA. She was dealing with a lot of wrestlers, but she was kind of like the OG of wrestling back in the time. She had a few titles. So that's what they're basing the story on. And if you look at the pictures, it's just looking at Tony Storm anyways, pretty much. So it's that's what they base it on. But there was something more important that happened in AEW in the past week, which was the return of all time. Can I still do a split though? I don't know if you can still do it. Can you do still a split? RBD came back to and he signed with AEW. How was that?
The whole fucking show, Rob Van Dam.
It's going to be good. Look, that's interesting because the storyline that they're going to go for is all these ex-ECW guys. They're trying to get ex-ECW guys to fight against Jack Perry or Jungle Boy. So it's going to be great, man. You know, seeing these old guys fight Jack Perry and kick his ass, hopefully. But because he's become a bit of a pain. But yeah, I love his heel character now, though. So, no, it's great to see Rob Van Dam. Let's see what they do and how far he goes.
You know what? 100%, whoever the bookers are or whoever creative is on AEW, they listen to Busted Open Radio because this was Bully Ray's idea. He said this like a couple of weeks ago to bring in all the old ECW guys. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know if I'm happy about it. I mean, I love ECW, but RVD's like he's still wrestling today, but obviously he's aged, and as we all have. And I don't know what his ring rust is like and things like that. But look, I think there may be more ECW guys coming, but I just think for Jack Perry's character, for his character development, for him to get real heel credit, real heel heat, he will beat all these ECW guys.
Yeah, the real tragedy is he didn't come to the ring with Katie Forbes. I think that's the real tragedy in this. He should have come in the ring with Katie Forbes. So that thing that's was just wrong. I think we all expected we should see Katie Forbes there. Fucking man, we seen the videos with Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes, bro. Fuck, should have been in the ring with him. That's the real tragedy of all this.
Can I tell you?
Yeah,
she's more impressive in real life.
Oh man, I can't imagine, man. Those abs, like, man, wow. Their body, like, holy crap, man.
Yeah.
Like, she's plastic, but fire, man. Still, like, those abs are like, man, you don't want to punch that god, man, you break your hand.
Yeah, but it was great. It was great seeing RVD. Like, he's the whole fucking show. Old or not, he is the whole fucking show.
Man, the videos
and isn't that the fight? Isn't that the fight in London? Isn't that it all in as well? RVD and Jack Perry?
No, I think it's this week
this week
on Dynamite.
On Dynamite.
The one that's gonna be in London. It was Samoa Joe did to CM Punk.
Yeah, that's gonna be an all-in.
He called him out. He's like, "Man, this is not finished. We're finishing it all in London." That's gonna be a great match, man. That's gonna be a fucking great match. Because the funny thing is, CM Punk still has a title. He still claims he has a title. He still calls himself the real AEW champion. And Samoa Joe has a Ring of Honor championship. So that's going to be interesting to watch him do his fight going all in. This could be the match that starts the night an all in. It would be a great match to start the night for all the fans. Start with these two, put the bar really high for them, and just bring the fucking house down with CM Punk music coming down, then Samoa Joe. I think that will be great to start the match. But this is a good match to watch. I think it's really good thing that Samoa Joe did. What else we got? AEW pretty good after that this week. I think pretty good. But
Look, the other thing we're going to talk about, Cody's documentary.
That's what I want to get to. Because there's some stuff you want to get out of your chest.
Look, I didn't like the fact that, and I sent you guys the clip where, look, all right, I know there's heat between AEW and WWE, things like that. I'm tired of all this name calling, right? That they go back and forwards, they call each other out and things like that. AEW has been really gracious, and they allowed the Young Bucks to provide footage from being the Elite, their YouTube show that's sanctioned by AEW, to be on that documentary. And Hunter turns around and he says, look, he didn't want to be the champion of a second grade company. And that just chapped my ass, man, like you would not believe, because it's not that he didn't want to be the champion of a second grade company. He put himself in that position that he wasn't going to be ever the world champion. And that's Cody's own fault, right? That's his own issue. But don't call it don't call it what it isn't, because that clearly wasn't it. And yeah, that just burned me.
Wait, are you saying? Wait, let's just clarify this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm well and truly putting on my WWE cap that I always wear. Are you saying that it's not how Cody said it, or it's not that AEW is a secondary company? Which one are you saying?
No, what Triple H?
Hunter said that he didn't want to be the champion of a second-rate company.
Yeah,
and it wasn't that, right? Because Cody put that in his contract, his AEW contract, because he was one of the vice presidents of AEW when it started. So he put that in his contract that he wasn't going to be the champion because he didn't want it to be seen like, hey, shit, the vice president's going to win, obviously going to win the title, right? Funny enough, the others didn't do it. So the Young Bucks didn't put anything like that, and neither did Kenny Omega. But he called it wrong, man. And it's kind of shitty. Like he should have maybe fact checked
and talked to Cody about that. That's from the Vince McMahon book of how to be a heel. That's what Triple H did, man. That's what he did it to create this exactly this what you get it. That's what Triple H did it. That's Hunter being Hunter to create this tomboy, to create this what the fuck, what he said this for, fucking AEW is better, dude. That's what he did it for, behind closed door. And I said it many times, and I continue with this until stop talking about wrestling. AEW and WWE are working together. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it.
I disagree.
Behind closed doors, man, there's a lot of shit happening.
I disagree.
Behind closed door, man, there's a lot of deals happening behind closed door, 100%. That's we do talk the beginnings of AEW and how WWE was behaving and what was happening back and forward. And I'm telling you, because we watch it so many times, and I can tell you, there's so many shit that we say sometimes, bro. This cannot be a coincidence anymore. That's what I'm saying. And I know you don't watch AEW much, but we follow AEW since it became a rumor. Since then, we started following AEW. Since it became a rumor, it was going to become something. And we followed since then. So we've been with AEW since day one. So that's what we're saying. Shit that happened then, and then shit started to happen with WWE, and it was coming back and forward. It gives you the feeling that there's more to the story, to what they're actually saying, which we would never know because we'll never talk about it. This, of course, secrets of the industry. But this documentary that is coming from Korea is going to be great. It's a lot of shit's going to be told. He said it also in there. He said, don't take this out of context. Don't edit this part. Just keep it as it is, as real as it is. I didn't leave AEW for money. It was for a personal reason. He had a personal reason to leave. And it was simple. The storyline, the legacy of the Rhodes family. That's why he left. It's simple as that. He left to continue the legacy. He started with the legacy story the day that he left WWE. That's why he won the NWA title. and you look the documentary, how he won the NWA title, the preparation for the NWA title, the NWA didn't get that much attention until Cody Rhodes actually went for the title, because he created this massive story around it about his dad and all that, and that's what he's been doing the whole time. He's been using the Rhodes legacy as part of his story. He's building his kingdom. He says it on the song.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? He's building his own kingdom, but he knows that his kingdom is built on the base that he dad left. He dad left the base for it. He's just continuing the legacy and creating his own. So, and that's the reason why he left WWE. And a lot of people saying, fucking Vince McMahon went to get him at his house to come back to WWE. He went to look for him. He was like, come back to WWE. And that's when the moment the Cody Rhodes had WWE on his hand. He could do whatever he wanted. And he's been doing that. He's been doing great. He's been building the stories in such a good way. You know, the only thing he fucked it up was the peg, but even then he used it on his advantage when he fucked up his peg. Actually, have you guys heard the story how he fucked up his peg?
Yes, it's hilarious.
Oh my God, I pissed myself. Did you hear it? So what happened?
No. What happened?
Oh man, let me tell you. He's an idiot. It's the most stupid way to fuck up your peg. So first in the morning, he's training about 5 a.m. in the morning, and it was him and another guy in the gym.
But he was like, he wasn't even in proper gym gear. He was like in thongs and a short. Like, yeah.
And this guy was massive, you know, and he's starting to exchange looks, you know. So, you know, Cody wanted to be like the bigger, you know, I can lift heavier than you, because he thought that was the vibe he was getting from the guy. So without warming up, he went to lift really heavy. And as soon as he lifted that bench, he got the bench out of the lock and put it over his shoulder. He said it's like Velcro going on his back.
Oh my God.
And he said, and then the first person who went to help him was that guy that he was giving dirties the whole time. And he said he was the nicest guy ever. So the way he fucked up his peg, because he had to have the big dick on the fucking gym, showing that he can lift heavier. And that's how he fucked up his peg. It's the most stupid thing ever to fuck up peg. It's a lesson for everyone. Just, if you're training, stick to your training, bro.
Warm up.
Yeah.
Warm up. These stretches. And actually, if you're gonna lift heavy, prepare yourself. Don't try to show off. And he happy because he wanted to show off. And that's how he fucked up his back. It's fucking hilarious story, man. And when I listened to it, I just crack up laughing. I was like, you're an idiot. But he used that pec injury in such a good way. And I still don't know how you can wrestle with such a muscle damage on your chest and did the moves that he did, man. That just, it is unreal. I didn't believe for some time that was real. I thought it was a fucking, you know, a shoot or whatever.
Nah.
But
that would have pumped him full of painkillers, but still, man, he would have done more damage to that pec.
Yeah, but fucking hell. God damn it. He'd wrestle in a cage against the Rollins fucking with that pec injury, man. Farrell, I got to give it to him. A great story. But now this documentary is going to be great. It's a continuation of the legacy. It's continuation of the kingdom that he's building. He's going to put on the history books of WWE 100%. That's what he's building towards, you know? And without that. And what Hunt is saying, he's just hoping out. That's what he's doing. Hunt is just hoping to build this story. Saying shit like this, he's hoping the story. That's it. That's all it is. But it's going to be a great documentary. Can't wait to watch it, because they're putting a lot of hype on it on WWE. They're giving it a lot of attention, and we'll see where it takes it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Anything else we got to talk about? Something else we got in the US going to touch base on?
No, that's it from me.
That's it. All right, so let's go to the bizarre world of Renzo and his Wii fights. What do you got for us this week, man?
That's a good intro. Shit. How do I come back from that? Well, look,
give us a fight.
I'm calling it the multiverse segment, because this is one of those segments where I give you guys some fights of, hey, what if there was a different universe and this guy were fighting?
Yeah.
Well, it happened. So this fight is a great fight. I never thought this fight would happen, and it happened. And it happened in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, probably one of the best indie wrestling promotions out there that's not necessarily mainstream in the US. It gets a lot of great wrestlers from all over the world wrestling there. And this happened about 3 years ago. And this is a fight of Sammy Guevara. So Sammy Guevara, AEW Sammy Guevara versus Gunther.
What?
WWE. Yes.
What?
And he wasn't known as Gunther there. He was called Walter.
Walter, yeah.
Yeah. And you guys need to see this match. It only lasts because it's basically highlights of a match, but it's some great highlights. It goes for about 4 minutes and a half. But Gunther versus Sammy Guevara, you should see how Gunther leaves Sammy Guevara's chest. Jesus, it is
with the chops,
crazy with the chops, man. Like it glows red, like literally glows red. So if you have the opportunity, watch this match: Walter versus Sammy Guevara from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Bask in his glory. Watch it; it's great.
Already got in the recommendations for the Renzo recommendations. Already got it. There's a compilation, bro. You know, there's a compilation of Gunther's his chops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can make a playlist of just listen. It's like the playlist they made of that bodybuilder? I say chicken wings. Yeah, buddy. I forgot the name. Fucking right now. I always talk to him about it. It's he used to be a cop. He's a bodybuilder. I forgot right now. Fuck. But he's like always saying, yeah, buddy. So it's like 2 hours of him just saying, yeah, buddy. You can make a playlist or just listen in the chops the fucking Gunther gives, man. He's just loud, man. So fucking loud. He just makes you like, he's like probably like the chops who was the Big Show used to give. You know, they can definitely fuck up someone's chest, man. Like that's the story of how Kofi Kingston fucked up. That's why he has the inward chest. It's because of a chop from. Yeah, it's because he had a actual proper chest, and if you see his chest so fucked up now, it's because of a chop from the Big Show.
Big Show.
He fucked him up. He fucked up his chest. 100%. He said it many times. So fuck, good one to watch. I gotta hear PWG Bask in Glory, Walter versus Sammy Guevara. In the fight. Fuck, I want to find the good one, man. The full fight. If I can find the full fight, I'll put it. Fuck, Gunther has fought really good people, to be honest.
Yeah, he's fought some amazing people. Man.
Fucking hell, fought really good people
all over the world.
100%. That's people that he goes here. Great recommendation, bro. I fucking loved it. Fucking love it. So how are you gonna call it so I can change the name now? I'm gonna, you know what?
Wrestling's Multiverse.
Wrestling Multiverse. I'm gonna change it on the YouTube channel now. So people, if you know, you got the YouTube channel. We put in some shots from now and then. We had the predictions for WrestleMania. SummerSlam. We had them in there, so people can see it. Renzo Multiverse.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in the wrestling.
So don't worry, I'll bring you more great matches like that throughout the weeks.
I'm going to put Renzo Wrestling Burst.
Yeah. I like that.
The Renzo's. Again, fuck. It's in English now. Fuck me. Renzo's. I got to put the S at the end.
English.
No, I gotta remember this fucking. I got to change the description to in English. Fuck. Man, so much shit to do. Sometimes forget. Anyways, what with this week having, we get into the end of Lucha HP, fuck SummerSlam. We one angry SummerSlam person, and two we're okay with it. Pretty good match. Anything to say before we go, guys?
Nah, Renzo, stay true, mate. Stay true to the product. Watch the product. Believe in the product. It's been nice to you for all these years. Don't fall off the wagon, mate.
I'll try, man. I'll try. But look, people can listen to us on Stitcher, on Spotify, on iVox, on Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Overcast. Got our YouTube channel. You can also listen to us on Podbean and Podbay. So wherever you are, have a listen.
Man, now that we switched to English, I forget to ask you for it. In Spanish, it's easy to do the transition. Now forget in English. I got to find a way to do this transition to ask you for it. But yeah, like Ren said, you can listen to all of them. We're on all the platforms. We're in all the social media. We got a YouTube channel. We are on Facebook, Instagram. We're constantly putting stuff. It's slowly trying to be more active. We're trying to look for ways to be more active. So you can see our reels every single time, Ren. So every single time we got a new episode coming up, Lorenzo put some reels in there every now and then. We're going to try to put all our predictions for the pay-per-views, whichever one it is. I think the next one is going to be London, All In London. And then we got Payback after that. So we're going to be back-to-back pay-per-views, I think one after the other, if I'm not wrong. So we're going to have back-to-back pay-per-views. So we're going to be putting the predictions in there. So people, you can see our shorts, and it's going to be on Instagram as well and Facebook. We're not doing TikTok because we can't do TikTok, right? Let's be honest. It's not for us, unfortunately. If we get someone... No, man, you don't want to see us dancing and doing stupid shit. We don't have that many people now. It's gonna be less people. We're gonna get probably reported too. So it's not the greatest idea to get TikTok, but we'll be in everything else. So with that said, with the voice of violence más, sin brazo Renzo, mi nombre es Rodrigo. This was Lucha HSP. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.